Welcome to the deep dive. So tonight, we're turning the volume down a bit, the lighting's soft.
Yeah.
And we're just going to settle into a story that, I don't know, really settled into my bones. It's J.J. Murray's novel, You Give Good Love.
It really is one of those books, isn't it? The kind you finish and immediately want to give to a friend.
Right.
I mean, sure, it's a contemporary romance, but it uses that whole structure to get at something, well, something much deeper.
Totally. It's about what it actually takes to, piece your own self-worth back together after a complete emotional collapse.
That's the heart of it.
And that's our mission for this deep dive. It's not about just summarizing a plot. It's more of a reflection, I think, on the quiet bravery in this story. It's about realizing that the love that steadies you, the good love, is the one that gives you room to expand, not the kind that demands you shrink to fit.
And if you're listening to this tonight, you probably get that.
Yeah.
That feeling of just being exhausted by the emotional cleanup of life.
Yes.
This story really sees you.
It does. I felt that from page 1. If you've ever felt like optimism was, something other people were just allowed to have.
Or that happiness was just a loan.
Exactly. A loan you knew was going to be called in at any second. This story, it gets it.
So let's start there then, with Hope Warren.
Okay.
Her starting point felt so incredibly real. She's so bruised after this awful breakup, and the cynicism that comes out of it. It's not real bitterness, is it?
No, not at all. It's a bunker. It's
Yeah.
a meticulously constructed bunker to protect herself.
Right.
And what I noticed was how it covered everything. It wasn't just, I don't trust romance anymore.
It was deeper than that.
It was, I don't trust my own potential. She'd completely written off her art degree. She thought her career was over and that happily ever afters were, well, just for kids' stories.
And that denial of her own talent, of her own self, that felt so heartbreakingly familiar.
It did.
And the author uses these specific as gut punch details to show that withdrawal. The one that stayed with me was that she only eats one saltine cracker a day.
Oh, that detail absolutely broke me.
Because it's not just about food. That self-starvation is such a powerful symbol. She's starving herself of joy, of connection.
With any possibility of feeling something good again.
Exactly. She's making sure she can't risk it.
And it makes her struggle so tangible, But then there's her little escape mechanism, her dream.
The unaffordable, beautiful house.
Yes. I remember reading that and thinking, this isn't a plan. This is pure emotional escapism. It's this perfect, safe little fantasy she clings to.
It's the idea of a perfect container for an imperfect life.
Yeah.
Right. She wants physical, architectural safety.
Because she feels zero emotional safety.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
She's convinced herself that happiness is something you buy and move into, not something you actually messily build. She's done with the risks.
And she settles right into that stasis. She's convinced she's safe. She's done.
And then Dylan Healy walks in.
The necessary disruption.
Totally. He's everything Hope off.
Yeah.
Hope is just sworn off. He's charming. He's got this easy laugh. He's full of energy.
And he's kind. He's kind without an obvious catch, which is the most terrifying part for her.
It is. And I remember wondering, how do you write a character like that without making him seem naive or, just too much?
That's the key question, because Hope assumes there has to be a catch.
Of course.
But Dylan's optimism, the way it's written, it isn't pushy. It's not that toxic positivity thing. It's just a quiet, stable confidence in his own goodness.
And stability is the key word. He's not some hyper-frenetic optimist. He has these really grounded, creative businesses.
The greeting card company.
And the art-themed daycare. And what stood out to me about those is that they're both about creating these small, intentional moments of joy for other people. It's a very practical kind of optimism.
It's applied optimism, and what's so fascinating is how he uses that gift of seeing. He sees Hope's creativity almost immediately.
Even when she's trying so hard to bury it.
Right. And he doesn't try to fix her depression, which is so important. He operates from this baseline assumption that her potential is still there, that she has something amazing to offer.
So he's not rescuing her by solving her problems.
No.
He's rescuing her by basically holding up a mirror. He reflects her own talent back in her until she has no choice but to see it too.
He forces her to confront that she's built a life designed to contain her sadness, when what she really needs is a life big enough for her talent.
And you see that shift, don't you? From her being annoyed by him.
To being fascinated, he just starts nudging her out of that inertia. He doesn't just say, nice drawing. He treats her ideas as valuable and immediately usable.
He does. And that's where their relationship really becomes something special. It's built through shared work. That's such a healthy foundation.
He just starts incorporating her ideas into his businesses, sometimes without even asking. He just assumes they're good enough to use.
Which is the tangible proof she needs.
Exactly. It's not just Dylan telling her she's talented. It's her seeing her design on a greeting card or her idea used at the daycare. It makes it impossible for her to keep dismissing herself.
And this is the part that made me just stop and think. That core theme of creativity as survival, as healing.
Not as a performance.
Not as part of the hustle culture.
Yeah.
When she was at her lowest, art just felt like another thing she could fail at.
Right, and I think that's the big distinction in the book. Hustle culture is all about productivity for external validation from money.
Mm-hmm.
But Hope's return to art is about reclaiming her identity. She just has to start engaging with the part of herself that makes her feel alive again.
It's not just a skill she has, it's who she is. And getting that back is the key to her whole recovery.
And it all comes back together, doesn't it? The way that awakening happens.
It's so holistic. What I found so moving was the return of her hunger.
Yes.
It was emotional hunger, creative hunger, sexual hunger, and physical hunger.
Yeah.
She starts eating again.
All of these different forms of just vitality, they all came back at once because she finally started to believe she had a future worth feeding.
And that's the moment, right? The moment the slow burn romance really kicks in, because
Suddenly she has something to lose.
yeah, exactly. She has her joy back, her talent, and now she has Dylan. And that's when the real fear starts.
I agree. Because wanting something, really wanting it, means you're risking disappointment all over again.
And their romance is so beautiful because it is built on that quiet, emotional safety. There's playful teasing, they share ideas. It's not the chaos she knew before.
It's a relationship where nobody has to shrink.
No, nobody has to perform.
It feels so adult, so grounded. But even with all that stability, I noticed her old scars start to surface right when things are at their best.
Of course.
Her conflict isn't that she doesn't trust Dylan. She knows he's a good guy. Fear is all internal. It's that deep down dread that she's just not enough.
And that his beautiful, kind optimism has to be temporary.
It has to be. That belief that happiness is borrowed. It's such a classic trauma response, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The other shoe was always about to drop, so you try to drop it yourself just to control the landing.
And that's what leads to the crisis. And I thought it was so beautifully written because it wasn't some huge dramatic betrayal.
No screaming matches.
None. The book just gets it. Trauma often retreats, it doesn't scream. So her crisis is this quiet emotional withdrawal. She tries to pull away before she can be left again.
Pure self-sabotage.
So the big question then becomes, how does a genuinely good person like Dylan handle that when your partner is actively pushing you away because of their old wounds?
What stayed with me was his response. He's hurt. You can tell he's deeply invested, and this is hurting him. But he stays honest and steady.
He doesn't chase her down or pressure her.
No. He's willing to fight for them, but he refuses to force her to believe in him. He insists that she has to be the one to choose.
Choose herself.
Choose herself, and by extension, their future. He basically says, I'm here, I'm stable, but you have to take this step.
It's so respectful of her agency.
It's the reckoning she needed. She finally has to face that hard truth. Her cynicism wasn't wisdom, it was just a heavy, suffocating shield.
And that safety without any joy is, well, it's still a kind of prison.
A profound loss. She realizes that good love doesn't offer a fantasy or a magic eraser for your past. It just offers shared work, shared dreams, shared risk.
And the resolution is so satisfying because it's rooted in that mutual encouragement. She commits. She trusts him. She embraces her career, her voice.
She's no longer just surviving.
Not at all. She is actively creating, loving without holding back, and dreaming about a future she's building, not just escaping into.
And that's when the title, You Give Good Love, really hits home.
It really does. I think that's why this book it lingers. It's the emotional honesty, the kindness of it, and its belief in second chances.
It takes so much courage to choose joy after life has knocked you down. It's a real act of defiance.
Absolutely. What really stayed with me, I think, was the realization that sometimes the hardest part isn't loving someone else. It's believing that you are allowed to be happy.
And that you don't have to wait for that other shoe to drop.
Right. Choosing joy is active work.
It's an ongoing choice. Vulnerability over safety.
That's the real journey.
And as we close out, I guess I'm left wondering for you, the listener, what part of yourself have you been protecting with that familiar shield of cynicism?
Yeah.
And by maybe not letting yourself believe in the possibility of shared, earned joy anymore. That, I think, is something worth mulling over. please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, let us know.
And definitely subscribe to Cracking Chronicles channel for more deep dives into the stories you love.